Hey. Cigarettes and coffee. Cigarettes and coffee. Cigarette. Nah. Hey, hey. B-A-M. Glowing in the morning, I watch the sun. How y'all doing? I am KingFelipe. And I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna go through some of my records with y'all, man. Can we do that, man? Can I break down some of these records for you? Alright, y'all just sit back and let's do this. Let's do this thing. Hey. The record they're playing right now is called Cigarettes and Coffee. Cigarettes and coffee, man. Cigarettes. Cigarette. Hey. Cigarettes and coffee. Now with cigarette and coffee, I get a lot of side looks, or I don't know, man. When people hear the title cigarette and coffee, it automatically throws them for a loop, you know, because you don't know what to expect. But Cigarette and Coffee is really a love song. It was inspired by my grandparents. And I was engaged once. I talked about that in the past. And I was just trying to wish my relationship back in good health. And I figured if I wrote about it and spoke it into existence, that we would actually get back to where, you know, we should be in our relationship. I was planning a future. I wanted to grow old with this person. Now, Cigarette and Coffee, this record right here in particular, it was inspired by my grandparents. I remember going to Ohio every Christmas and every summer, and pretty much every time we had a long period of time out of school, we spent in Ohio. And I remember being there with my 5 other cousins, me being next to the youngest of the oldest 5. It's 5 of us. The oldest 5. My grandmother had 5 boys. That's my daddy mother. My father mother. My daddy mother. My grandmother had 4 boys, and growing up, the first generation of grandkids, it was 5 boys. And I was next to the youngest of the 5 boys. Now, we have more cousins, so there was more grandkids, but they came later. Them the 90s baby. The 80s baby, it was 5 of us. Really, it was 4. No, Jay made it. He was born in the 80s. But anyway, being in Ohio and being around my grandparents, just seeing how my granddad is the only man that my grandmother ever been with, the only relationship she ever been a part of. And I remember waking up early in the morning, or should I say going to sleep late at night, you know, staying up late watching movies with my cousins and stuff like that. And we waking up early in the morning, and every morning when we wake up, no matter what, my grandmother and my grandfather are always the first 2 up. And most times, my grandmother is done cooking breakfast, coffee is done, And especially if it's a pretty day outside, they're sitting on the front porch and they're drinking their coffee. My grandmother don't smoke, but my grandfather do. Well, he did, and he will be smoking his cigarette. And that's where cigarette and coffee come from. It's a metaphor for growing old with someone. I want a longevity type of relationship. I want to be able to raise my kids and my grandkids with this special person, and I want us to get old together. And since me and my fiance both smoked and both drank coffee, it was only fitting. So that's where cigarette and coffee come from. It's actually a romantic love story inspired by my grandparents. I don't know if y'all can hear the first part, but this little recording right here. Feeling like God put an angel here just for you. That part really just drew me into this beat. Hey. Glowing in the morning, I watch the sun finish a smile. I'm loving every morning. It's the best part of waking up. Gotta feel your love slip break you off. Cause I know that you really like playing sleep. With your moan, it's the cutest little thing. Staring in your eyes, I see royalty. Promise you loyalty. I'll take the throne, be the man, Ray Keys, queen, loyalty. Respect your worth, I know your worth. Exploring every part of that God-given beauty. It's like God made you for me. I think he knew that I'd be damaged good. The power that he giving you to see right through my soul. We growing gray together. Front porch, poster light. Cigarettes. Cigarettes, cigarettes. Ayy. Cigarettes and coffee. Cigarettes and coffee. Okay. Cigarettes. Cigarettes, cigarettes. Ayy. Cigarettes and coffee. Hey, shout out to King. Cigarettes and coffee. Woo. Coffee in the morning. I watch I see you standing in my dining room, staring in the days, dreaming of the many ways that I can keep you smiling. Like forever in the day ain't long enough. So I wrote this song for us. It's our mark written in the sand. Sandcastle we built, we fought hard to keep them on the ground. Nothing and nobody pressing nothing, knock them down. I swear I must be the luckiest, gotta be the luckiest man in the world. First sight had to cover you, put my claim on you. Other wanted you, but it took a real man like me to lock you down. I see our baby having baby, now we great grand. Front porch, post the light. Cigarettes, cigarettes, cigarettes. Hey. Cigarettes and coffee. Okay. Cigarettes and coffee. Okay. Cigarette. 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 Hey. Cigarettes and coffee. That was cigarette and coffee, y'all. Cool. Hey, never mind me. I kind of messed up a little bit. Y'all, please forgive me. Please forgive me. But I messed up that second verse. I started it off all wrong. That's what's up, y'all. Cigarette and coffee, man. If you want to hear more of that, please go right to YouTube. I'll put a link in the description down below so you can hear more of that record, man. So this net record is called What's Love? Are we separating? And What's Love is a record. Once again, hey, I tend to write about my life. I think that's that is actually what got me involved in writing. Other than the study of poetry in elementary school, I became obsessed with because I find it very hard to get my point across verbally a lot. So I became a writer, and I found that it was easier for me to express what I was feeling, what I was thinking through writing, in particularly lyrics. With that being said, that's how I became a songwriter. And majority of all of my lyrics, up until recently, I really got into the fun, you know, style of writing, But mainly, over 90% of my lyrics are very much so life experience, straight from the heart, and it deals it deals heavily with relationships and friendships and love and stuff like that. With that being said, this particular regular this particular record was love. I wrote this record about my ex. It called What's Love. It basically talk about what are we doing as far as the distance. We were so distant. We barely saw each other. The communication wasn't there, and I was just trying to get us back to a place to be in love again, or back to a place where we were once upon a time in love with each other. I didn't understand. I didn't understand how could you propose to someone but be so distant. I didn't understand how you could say that you're in a relationship but be so distant. I didn't understand that. So I'm asking these questions. You know, what is your definition of love? While at the same time letting you know this is not good for me, but I still want to work this out. I still want to be with you. Are we scared or lonely? Can we communicate better? I don't know, man. What's love, man? My favorite thing about this particular track is Beyonce the Beyonce sample of her song Love Drought in the background. And it's so fitting, man, because I feel like me and my ex fiance was experiencing a love drought that eventually dried up, and we're not together now, but I still think that this is a very, very good song. I dig this record a lot. What's love, y'all?